Hello everyone, I'm Nate and welcome to the channel. Yes, it is starting to snow today. The other day it was almost 75 degrees. Welcome to Ohio. Anyways, we are in another review today. This is from GWAY. This is their first performance competition sort of focused design. This is the Geedorah. Geedorah, that's what we're gonna call it. All right, but anyways, this is the Geedorah and we're gonna get into it. All right, so yeah, the Geedorah. So it's a three-headed sort of dragon thing, kind of in the sort of the world of like Godzilla, if you can imagine, like other sort of Japanese monsters. And so again, this is their first performance competition-focused design. It's very much still in the wheelhouse, I think, of GWAY. It very much looks like that. One of the first striking things about this yo-yo was the hub design for me. I opened it up, of course, that's what I saw first when I pulled it out of the box, but like that immediately was like, okay, that's really cool. That's a very unique hub design. So let's take a look. First off, I like this colorway a lot. It's kind of this orange red. I don't even know how to, kind of burnt orange almost. I don't know. It's kind of hard to kind of put it into direct category, but it's orangish. But anyways, the hub, I like that sort of energy dome center there. And it just got a lot of creativity in that hub design. You can still be able to pull off a finger spin. It's just not going to be centering. But you have this sort of like dome area here, this sort of pull, and a little bit of a lip here. So you should be able to get your finger in there to finger spin if you wish to do that. It does have an IRG, so if you wish to do that as well, ever so slightly. Not like majorly hooked in, but enough. The striking feature here, though, of course, is the double rim here. Lots of rim power, but still not so much that it's going to be, you know, lacking in, you know, maybe, you know, a little bit of floaty quality and that kind of stuff, but it's still going to get the job done as far as what you want in a performance-focused yo-yo, and that's exactly what the design was. As far as the actual profile, we have an H-shaped yo-yo, right? Very much curved in there, but nice and rounded, so still comfortable in the hand. I think a lot of GWAY yo-yos up to this point have been very sort of like everyday carry, very comfortable, very relaxed, and so the feel in the hand on those yo-yos have been really, really great. Okay, I've been holding in my other hand here. Maybe you've noticed me gripping this. This is a coin. This is the first thing that they've, this is the first time they're starting to release these, and I hope that they do this in others because this is really cool, and I don't know of any other companies that have done this, and so correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. But it kind of reminds me of like what Caribou Lodge has done with like sort of their enamel pins. But these will be random, and they won't be in every box, right? I think there's 10 of them, and so that's kind of a cool, I don't know, like, or maybe it's kind of like, you know, like One Drop does like their what do they call them? I guess kind of their Bitcoin or whatever. What do they call those? Shoot. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. I've never gotten one, but anyways, let's take a look at this. This is this one's just for this Geedorah design here. It's got like the monster on there. It's really cool, holding the yo-yo, and then on the back it has GWAY's logo. That's really cool. Nice enamel on there as well. Yeah, really, really cool. I like that addition. So maybe you get lucky if you've bought one already. I know that some of the colorways are already sold out on their website. It released just the other day, and so it seems to be a popular yo-yo already, so go check them out. I'll have a link in the description, of course, where to buy the yo-yo from them, and there's a bunch of different sites as well that are carrying them, so lots of availability for it. Oh, last thing here too, we have a very, very simple engraving. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, but just right here on the end, and that's the only one there. It doesn't repeat it on the other side, but it has the monster's head there, the Geedorah's head, and so there you go. All right, let's go and actually play it, see how it plays on the string. Hopefully it won't freeze our hands off. All right, let's go. All right, back with the Geedorah from GWAY YoYos. Okay, so I can definitely tell the performance focus on this yo-yo compared to their others. I really liked a lot of their sort of higher wall, you know, sort of modern design, obviously, but a lot of that kicked back to a lot of like you know, I talked about this in the last couple of reviews, right? sort of this nostalgic sort of design, but still kind of modern and unique. They definitely have a unique approach to design. All their yo-yos are very distinctly different from a lot of the things on the market right now. And I mentioned in the hand section that this one in particular, the first striking thing to me was the hub design itself. But that double wall on the actual rim design, it kind of gives it that sort of like fake, like fake bimetal sort of feel, right? Because it's not bimetal, but it kind of like mimics that as much as a monometal could. I like the actual feel in the hand too on the catch. It is really nice and comfortable. So you still have that sort of comforty feel with not compromising that, which I think is it's a good thing. As far as the gap design, it's a lot more performance focused. You can get a lot more string wraps. And the gap design, of course, is a H-shaped yo-yo, so it's going to be easy to hit that gap. As far as horizontal, it should be very good for that as well. It's got that wider open gap, but also less string drag in the gap, so it should be no problem hitting a longer combo for that kind of thing. I slipped a little bit there because I'm not good at horizontal, but you know what I'm saying. I talked about in the hand that the domes there aren't going to allow you to finger spin like center-wise, but it should still be okay as far as, because you have that kind of like that dome there and a little bit of a lip, so your finger should be able to kind of lock in that space there. It'll kind of rattle around the center point, but it should do okay. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm feeling. So you're not going to probably pull off like crazy long spin times, or as far as finger spins, rather, but you should be able to pull off whatever you need to if you really want to. It actually does okay with regens because it is quite stable. It just doesn't have that higher wall, so they're not as controlled maybe as you'd have maybe on some of their other yo-yos that are a little more high walled, but it still works. It still does the job. The stability is fantastic on this yo-yo. It definitely has a lot of those spin times, and it's consistent with the spin throughout the whole trick, right? I feel like from the first throw, if I'm throwing a longer combo, I'm not really feeling like I'm losing spin at all. All right, so this is a little mount I'm gonna give you. All right, I'm working on sort of a trick with this. I don't have anything finalized, but I thought this was kind of cool. It's sort of like a bucket mount. All right, so here's what the whole thing looks like. It's like that. So it's like this sort of bucket mount, and to get out of it, you can kind of reject out the front. And so I have a couple ideas of what I'm working with, but here's the idea. You get onto a trapeze, spin it around, all right, and you're gonna kind of open up here, and you want to kind of reject at the same time here. All right, so it's sort of like a bucket, but it's kind of got this weird over-the-top twist. All right, and then I don't know. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm doing yet with it, but it's got a lot of potential. I kind of like it, and it's sort of a smooth way to get into that. Stay tuned to my Instagram. I might post a trick with that at some point this week or next week or whenever I have it figured out. But all right, man. So the Geedorah, I think it's a sharp G, Geedorah. I don't know if I'm putting the pronunciation or the right emphasis on the right syllable, but anyway, sorry if you speak Japanese or you're into that kind of stuff and I'm pronouncing it wrong and it's a sacred cow to you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I think this is a really good introductory yo-yo for them as far as kind of getting into the competition side of things. It's nothing too like extreme. It still fits within their wheelhouse. It still very much feels like a GWAY yo-yo. While still kind of having those performance features that you want in a competition yo-yo. I'm glad that they didn't go with something like, I don't know, kind of just jumped a couple steps ahead and maybe went to like a bimetal yo-yo or something like that. They still kept it comfortable in the hand, so it's comfortable on the catch. It still has that feel. It still has a little bit of floaty feel to it as well, which is really nice. But it's got that performance that you want, longer spin times, better gap, wider feel on those kind of things, and just stability, all those things, all that stuff that we always talk about when we say this is a performance or competition yo-yo. So that's going to do it for my review of the Geedorah from GWAY Yo-Yos, and until the next one, later.